Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome. How are you all doing? Happy Monday to you all. All right, so just gonna wait for others to join us. This is gonna be a very quick live stream, all right? I know I often say a very quick live stream, and then I end up being here for hours, but I don't intend to be here for hours. Um, yeah, so just gonna wait for you guys to join me, and then I shall get started. Obviously, I'm trying to find a few stuff that I've written down somewhere. Um, okay, think I'm getting there. Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, please do let me know in the comment section. I'm trying to get some of my paperwork or the stuff that I already saved. I'm trying to get it up. Um, yeah. How are you guys doing? Is any of you already at work or working from home? Let me know what you're up to. Let's know what you're up to. Okay, right. I think I'm gonna have to open my window. It's quite warm in here. Right, so I wrote a few stuff and I can't find it. Oh, I found it. Okay. Yeah. So, hello, welcome, guys, everyone. Like I said, happy Monday to you all. So, this morning I was actually going to do this live stream. Was it last night or on Friday? I was not sure, but I was quite busy. So, I was like, okay, let's get it done this morning. And yes, I'm sure you guys must have heard the saga. Yeah, call it saga going on between FCT Minister Wike and Sowore. And I was not quite sure why it became a matter between Sowore and Wike because it was President it was who was it was Sowore was having an issue with DSS versus Babatinubu. And I think the issue that Sowore started having was the fact that Sowore allegedly called Babatinubu a criminal. And I think one of the videos I made, I think one of the trending videos I made, I kind of like covered that topic there um where Sowore called Baba Tinubu allegedly criminal, that is a thief and all of that. So yes, and then DSS went on to say that Sowore should retrieve the accusation he levied against Baba Tinubu, and that if he doesn't, that they were going to sue him and stuff like that. So Sowore with his coconut head did not retrieve that. That accusation or whatever he leveled against Baba Tinubu. So which meant that the DSS devil is a liar. There's nothing wrong with my voice. Yeah. So Sowore did not retrieve that post, which led DSS to petition Meta, and that was what prompted me to get this. We all know everywhere Sowore goes, he's been wearing his his Ray-Ban. I've not opened it yet. I said I was going to do an unboxing for you guys. So we all know everywhere Sowore goes, he has his Ray-Ban glasses on and stuff like that. So DSS petitioned Meta and Facebook and I think X to bring down Showore's accounts because it was on those pages that Sowore made those allegations against Baba Tinubu. Sowore did not. Instead, it went on, and I think Sowore and his lawyer also replied or wrote a petition to Meta and Facebook and X, the reason why they should not bring down his post, saying that the Tinubu's president, they're trying to gag him from spilling the truth, freedom of speech and stuff like that. So that was how that matter went. To be honest, I actually don't know how Wike got into this matter. But yes, Wike got into this matter, and now Sowore is on the on the neck of Wike. So I'm going to go to Sowore's Facebook page. I recently found out that he has a Facebook page. So I'm going to go through some stuff from his page because he's been dropping everything. He's been dropping everything back to back on his page. And I think it's best I bring all the information. So now people will say, oh, why are you bringing this story? Are you a supporter of Sowore or are you not a supporter of... I'm only presenting a news. Okay. I am only presenting a news. Just like a presenter in Arise TV will present it. I might not be standing in a office. I might not be standing in a plasma TV area to showcase what I'm showcasing, but I am only presenting the news. So because I'm presenting the news does not mean that I have a support for somebody or not. Okay, so I just have to put that disclaimer out there. So I'm going to share my page now. Like I said, I found out that Sowore has a Facebook page, and he's been going on and digging dirt. Sowore has been going on and digging dirt about Wike, and we all know that Wike is a FCT minister, and there's been a lot of news and expose being done on Wike in the past few weeks. There was one that the People's Gazette did, and I think I have that video on my channel. Go find it, where Wike was exposed for allegedly land grabbing. You know, he's buying lands in family names, is buying lands in uncles' names, is buying lands in almost everybody in his village names, is buying lands in his children's name. And these are not just one plot, these are acres of lands he is buying in the names of his families. And yes, that expose was done. And I think at some point, the person, the whistleblower who released that information was actually arrested at some point. And I remember that Isaac Fayoshe, the brother to the ex-governor of Ondo State, was like, yeah, Wike should be exposed. That how can he be land grabbing? How can he be buying all of those lands? You know, there were lots and lots of lands, and even people who are actually working in the landing sector in Nigeria were like, oh, the way he's actually buying land, somebody in his... obviously is the FCT minister, it should not be the one found in Sodbo. Yes, as it is, nobody can actually speak to Wike. Wike is like the god of Abuja. Wike is like, after Baba Tinubu, we have Wike. After Wike, we have Akpabio. It's like these three people, there's nothing that can shake them in Nigeria. There's nothing that can shake them. So yeah, Wike came out. I remember there's a video. Wike came out and said that how can Sowore be calling Baba Tinubu a thief? That how can he... I'm going to drop that video here. That how can Sowore be calling Baba Tinubu a thief? And Sowore is like, is Baba Tinubu not allegedly a thief? Obviously, there's a post about back and forth about a criminal record that the US are wanting to release, and it's been alleged that a certain millions of money has been paid so that that post or that criminal record allegedly against Baba Tinubu is not released. I don't know how true this is. So that's why my allegedly is going to be allegedly, okay? I'm sure if you Google it somewhere there that they're going to release a certain report that is going to expose Baba Tinubu for what he allegedly did, blah, 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 blah. So all of these things, there's been a lot of hush about it. So that's why I said the likes of Baba Tinubu, Wike, and Akpabio, nothing can shake these people. I'm telling you, nothing. So after that, Sowore went on to dig dirt on Wike. So let me share my screen with you. Let's go to Sowore's page. Like I said, it's been dropping loads of stuff back to back on his page. And at some point, even me at some point, I was struggling to catch up with all of the things he's been dropping. So obviously he's been dropping all of the stuff it went through from... let me start from the bottom actually. So obviously there's an expose, a voice message that alleging that Wike allegedly paid somebody to reach the election. So I'm trying to go to the bottom of the page of this news so that I'm not just starting from anywhere. So let's keep going back down to where so that was from September there. So I'm trying to go to where this story started from actually. I don't want to start from the middle. So these emails are where obviously where Sowore was being obviously asked charged to court, but he found out that the report was fake. So I can't even believe that some people are even claiming to be a certain judge and signing a letter for Tinubu, for Sowore to be arrested. So there is a post of from Sowore from the 18th of September saying that I heard that the FCT's drunkard murderer minister Nyesom Wike whatever his post said, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu should have assassinated me for calling him a criminal. And in that post, he said, me, if Nigerians weren't so docile, criminals, thieves, and murderers would never have leadership roles in this country. Sad. So I think that was where that conversation started from. And then, I don't know, maybe this one is in English or Yoruba. Let me.
You say all kinds of things.
Right, let's start from here.
We're all happy reading it in social media. This is a country where somebody who on social media will say Mr. President is a criminal.
Yeah, so this
nothing will happen. Nothing.
So this is the video. Obviously, this was how Wike entered into Sowore's matter. So let me take it back so we listen to it together at the same time, okay?
We're all happy reading it in social media. This is a country where somebody who on social media will say Mr. President is a criminal. Nothing will happen. Nothing. You say all kinds of things you want to say, nothing will happen. No matter how you see people criticize Trump, have you ever seen any American citizen on the social media, on the public, say, look, our president is a criminal? Have you ever had?
Baba Wike, I'm sorry. There plenty. There's loads. Like, guys, did you hear what he said there? There's loads of posts of American citizens calling out Trump, even while still a sitting president. If obviously, maybe he's digesting a different content on social media. There are tons of videos where, even here in the UK, where people are slandering Trump. He recently came to the UK. By the way, Trump resides in Scotland. He has a massive, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. He has a massive estate here in Scotland. The recent trip that he came to Scotland, people did not want him to come. They were, if I don't have time to go find those new articles for you now. They were still slandering him. Same thing still happening in the US. So I don't know where this Baba, what continent Baba is from. That I said, have you ever heard where American citizens are they are calling Trump? Like, Trump happens to be one of the most, I don't even know, the most president that they slandered. So, Baba Wike, maybe you did not see those posts too, but yeah, there's loads, hundreds of them. I just thought I should put that here.
But yeah, anybody can wake up in the morning and abuse president, and we're happy. You are lucky you have a president that believes in the rule of law. You are lucky.
If you believe in the rule of law, then you shouldn't allow, or you shouldn't let what Sowore said about Tinubu bother you. Exactly. If you believe in the rule of law, you shouldn't let that bother you. And if you do, go through the right channel, because there's been a lot of voice recordings, and the post I read before this video where it's been alleged that Wike allegedly said that Sowore they should have unalived Sowore allegedly for saying that. So in a saner environment, you say that about somebody, I swear to God, they will come arrest your house, they will bang you up. Yeah, they will lock you up. But yeah, in Nigeria, because he's he's FCT minister. Hello, Heave. Hello, Toby and Drive. I see you guys. Because he's the minister, like I said, there's no rule of law in Nigeria. Everywhere is jungle justice. Everybody's raving mad. So you come out here as an FCT, Federal Capital Minister, to allege that Sowore should have been terminated. Like I said, you say that in an advanced world, in a saner world, your house would have been hauled by the police. But yeah, because it's Nigeria, he is still able to hold a press conference and say, where in the world or where in America have you seen American citizens say that Trump is a criminal? It plenty well. Maybe I should go and file those compilation videos, and maybe I should post it somewhere so that they can help us send it to you, sir. But let's continue.
You know, to be lucky.
Guys, please like this live stream.
There are those you will meet, and you will be lucky again. And I tell people.
So that was that audio, and I think that was how we got into Wahala with Sowore. And I think this is a video. I think this is done in Yoruba. I don't know if I want to play it, but let me play it first in case of those of us who understand Yoruba.
One campaign lórí Ìkẹjà.
So I think this is Sowore just explaining when he first met Baba Tinubu. So apologies to those of you who don't understand Yoruba, okay?
Dr. Fashion tó ti dolóògbé tó wà ní OPC.
He said he was just on the and he was with Dr. Fashion. Dr. Fashion is no longer alive. He's of late now.
Tinubu was sandal.
Baba Tinubu was wearing a sandal.
Báyìí, ẹsẹ̀ funfun.
White.
Àwọn àtẹ̀ṣẹ́ tó ń pè Tinubu lélẹ̀ gbèsè ayé mi.
Okay, let's move on from there. So I really want us to get to the bottom of how this matter became an issue of where Sowore is now attacking, or not attacking, maybe doing an expose on Wike. So this video here says the crazy killer, drunkard, murderer, etc. Like these things now allegedly. Please, people, let me be putting allegedly. I'm reading it. That's why I'm sharing my screen with you. I am reading it. No be me talkam. Okay. No be me talkam. So this, according to this post, allegedly the crazy buying drunkard, buying land thief FCT minister, allegedly Wike is caught on tape here threatening to unalive INEC Nigeria officials. He bribed allegedly to rig a election for him in 2016. Wike allegedly is a dedicated criminal. Allegedly, his day will come. He's threatening him, Sowore, with assassination on behalf of allegedly Baba Kurubu. Kurubu is nothing new. Allegedly, according to Sowore, Wike has allegedly by many, allegedly stolen much, allegedly gotten away with too many crimes. Allegedly, please, if you are watching, let me put allegedly in the comment section. So we are going from the bottom to the top. Okay, like I said, the matter has now gone from Sowore calling Baba Tinubu a criminal, and then Wike is the one who is now fighting the case for Baba Tinubu. And because of that, Sowore has now started an expose on Wike. So I'm starting from his page because he's posted all of these things, like he's updating he's putting all of these things on his Facebook page. So let's listen to this audio of an alleged attempt of Wike allegedly saying that they should go and buy some INEC people.
Hello, sir.
My brother, good evening.
Evening, sir. How work, sir?
I did. It's Dembeko.
Yeah, Oga was trying to reach. I don't know whether you're supposed.
I go use allegedly, shake boy. Now allegedly, I go do everything.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay, let me check in. That time you say I should call.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Well, there's no problem except we asked that they should move the thing to the rack center they refused. And the usual intimidation.
Intimidation by who now?
No, we know that's what they will do. It's just that arriving late a bit and trying to put up the disbursement and set up
I don't know what you're saying. You're not saying that anything. Who is intimidating you?
No, like me, nobody is intimidating me. There are people there.
Tell everybody to be there. Nobody. You couldn't did it. You couldn't say don't move there. You couldn't did it. They couldn't do anything. You understand me? You couldn't go and did it. So the hero say you will not do it, not kind of thing.
Yeah.
The hero is posted from where?
It's on Plateau.
From Plateau.
But
I'll call the Plateau man now. I'll tell him to tell me if he does not return my destiny, I will deal with him. Don't worry.
No, let him just sign, that's all.
Maybe if he does that, he should return whatever, and I'm going to make sure that I will kill him in this state.
Can you guys hear?
Don't worry.
Can you guys hear? I will make sure that I buy you in this state. Can you hear? Let me rewind that a little bit.
No, let him just sign, that's all.
Maybe if he does that, he should return whatever, and I'm going to make sure that I will kill him in this state. Don't worry. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Call the bank coordinator
Yes.
of Plateau, the man in the chair.
Yes.
That I said he should warn his man in Ghana.
Okay, sir.
That if he does rubbish, he should reform what we give. That if he tries it, I will make sure that he will never leave the state.
No problem.
So the time I get it, that he should warn him. If he's playing with people,
You think that they will collect that and begin to do rubbish? That the time that I said that you see what I will do to him. If that's how they be, and then too, I think the man in Ikwere, I think it's also Plateau. I think it's also Plateau. So find out and tell them that call the three coordinators that I say they should tell their people. If they want to joke with me, it's not me. I will kill them in this way before they leave. No problem. If I want to return what they gave them, I will kill them.
Eva said you should listen to Lawrence Donnell, my favorite journalist. Wike won't say that about Trump. Okay.
Just call the Trump them. All right.
Please like the live stream, guys. So you guys already heard that. So obviously it was Sahara reporters that actually got that recording, and yes, Wike has used this as evidence against him. So that's that recording there, and we continue. So we're on Wike's page. So this is where he gets. We're on Sowore's page. This is where he gets to start becoming like a witch on now. So apparently, there's a post by like I said, there's been an expose being done by People's Gazette on Wike, based on the fact that he's been allegedly land grabbing in Abuja. He's pretty much been buying land for every 90-something-year-old people in his family, even aged people that maybe they only have a few years to buy. He's been buying land allegedly in all of their names, and you're like, okay, what does this man actually do? You are a minister. Are you in charge of land again in Abuja? Because I really want to know what his role is. And guys, don't laugh at me if I'm saying that. I really want to know the responsibilities of him being an FCT of Abuja. I want to know, because it seems like he's everywhere. Like I said, it pretty much looks to me like a godfather. After Baba Tinubu, it's him and Akpabio, allegedly. So I really want to know what his responsibility, what his duties are. What's his business with allegedly land grabbing? What's his business? Hello, Ford, how are you? Allegedly, yes, Ford. Allegedly coming from Wike, allegedly. That's why I'm putting allegedly. I'm going to be using that a lot today, okay? So here is a post from Sowore on the 20th of September saying that for the alleged thief, Nyesom Wike, that allegedly stole money meant for the poor in Rivers State to buy a $2 million mansion for his children in Florida, but never bothered to check how things work here. Let this be a lesson to you in the USA. Presidents can be called out in whatever way citizens choose. Yes, and the case of Trump, you all know President Trump had a lot of court cases going from maybe invasion of tax or whatever. Like there was a lot of court cases up until when Trump became the president of the United States this second time. He was in court for a lot of things. At some point, I was like, this guy, he won't be the president. But well, everything crashed, and he became the second president. He became the president of the United States for the second time. So Trump was attending court cases of different crimes or whatever they leveled against him before he became the president. So why should it not be the same for any acting officers or minister in Nigeria? Why should it be something new? So Sowore continued, presidents can be called out in whatever way citizens choose. Judges are not meant to be pocketed, and presidents have no option but to live by the rule of law. We don't have a rule of law in Nigeria, unfortunately. Yes, we have it in paper. When it is for the citizens, it is not, they don't always know where it is, but when it is for themselves, they always know where that rule of law is, okay? And let it also be known that through your alleged corruption and alleged public theft of resources, you have now allegedly created a new jurisdiction, allegedly, Florida, where the alleged crimes you commit in Nigeria can be tried, allegedly. So this is a post from Sowore's page. It says here, and I believe this paper is from People's Gazette, how Wike eats $2 million Florida mansion in wife and children's names. The report said that was written on the 21st of August 2025 there. Okay. And then these are the pictures of his family. It was released by People's Gazette. You can see the People's Gazette logo there. So nobody go find them. So these are his children and his wife. So that report is out there. And that is how I said that Sowore is the weapon fashioned against Wike, because Sowore is not stopping from there. He did not stop. It went on. It says here that Florida state law prohibits anyone who has allegedly stolen or laundered money from using it to purchase property an international alleged thief, Wike. Several statutes in the state of Florida directly prohibit his criminal conduct, and Wike is about to find out. Several statutes in the USA, in the state of Florida, directly prohibit what Wike has done, which is illegally concealing ownership of his Florida properties by placing them under the names of his children and wife, who is herself a public official, a court of appeal judge in Nigeria. Wike alleged crimes, among others, fall squarely under organizing or directing allegedly trafficking in stolen property, a first-degree felony under Florida Statute 812.019, punishable by up to 30 years in prison. So are we saying that Wike will probably go to jail? Hey, okay. So he continued, Wike allegedly acquiring land in Abuja for his family, but he could never escape his $2 million mansion property alleged trafficking crime in Florida. So obviously he went on to do some investigations here, and I'm going to be sharing some investigations I carried out myself as well, which I'm going to share with you. So Sowore shared is saying that Florida law prohibits acquiring property using stolen funds. Well, I think in this case, Sowore will have to prove that Wike stole fund allegedly. So he will have to prove that Wike allegedly stole funds, including government revenue, under its theft and property trafficking statutes, which define these actions as felonies and carry penalties such as fines and imprisonment. Engaging in such activity with the knowledge that the funds are allegedly stolen is illegal and can lead to criminal charges under Florida. So that's that there, okay? So that's what Sowore shared with us. So now the modus operandi falls on Sowore to prove that Wike allegedly stole that money. So that was a report there from People's Gazette, how allegedly he hid $2 million Florida mansion. Okay. So that's that post there. And then obviously of his family. And then the post again from People's Gazette. This was written on the 1st of September. Like I said, it's People's Gazette, because when I see this, I knew it's from People's Gazette, because People's Gazette did an expose on Wike. Okay. So it says there exclusively how Wike secretly transferred $3 multi-million undeclared U.S. lakeside properties bought in cash to his 3 children. In case any of you want to go read that, you can take a screenshot of these edits and go find them on Google. I'm sure they are still on People's Gazette website, okay? And I might be doing a sit-down video in regards to this at some point. So documents show that Mr. Wike's wife, Justice Eberechi Suzette Nyesom Wike of the Court of Appeal, executed quick claim deeds transferring the lakeside assets to their children. And we all know when some people allegedly chop money in Nigeria, they don't use their own name for any of their proceeds. They don't use their name. They either put those proceeds in family's name or their children's name. But then, anywhere the money goes, even if not cash you pay, all they need, the way to find out how the property or whatever was being generated is where the money, follow the money. They've always said it. If you want to find out something, follow the money. Follow the money. In this case, he allegedly paid in cash. Ford, you're laughing. Please don't keep it. I'm putting allegedly because I don't have money for court case. My papa no be big man. I don't get money for court case. Please, so if I don't remember to put allegedly, please help me hide the allegedly. Because please help me hide the allegedly. So when people often see the case of all of the stories of these people who commit crime, who commit fraud in the US, as well, some of the Nigerians. So there's lots of those stories I'm going to be bringing your way anyway, because it's like since Trump came into power, they've been releasing all the names of all of the Nigerians in the US who have been caught committing fraud. You guys are going to see some of those videos sometime this week. So people like that, when they chop money, when they embezzle money, they don't put it in their own names. They always put it in family names or in their children's name. But at the end of the day, there's a way this money can be tracked. It can be traced to know where it came from. But like I said, the operators brandy, how is it called? Operators brandy, whatever it is, the onus lies on Sowore to prove that Wike allegedly stole money. And it was that money that he allegedly stole that he used to buy those properties in Florida. So let's move on. So Baba Wike came out with a response. So Wike came out. There was a video. I'm going to share that video at some point. Okay. So Wike, like Sowore is not relenting. He continued. So this was on the 20th of September. He said, it turns out that alleged international thief Nyesom Wike has 3 different properties in Winter Springs, Florida. All of them were hidden under the name of his wife. And you guys were asking that what kind of job? Like obviously the wife is a justice. How many cases are they solving in Nigeria that his wife will be able to afford such properties? Because I would imagine that she must be very, very rich. She must have something going for her to be able to afford such houses, such properties. Like, guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section for those of you who are going to be watching this live stream back. I really want to know. So it says that his wife Eberechi Wike, who also serves as a court of appeal judge in Nigeria and shared out to his children. There may even be more properties, but we are making progress. We have already contacted the Office of the Attorney General of Florida, James Hootmeyer, to notify them that Nyesom Wike con GSSRS has allegedly laundered stolen funds, proceeds of crime, to purchase and traffic properties in their state, which are first-class felonies. So they brought proof of those properties with his name on it. So this is one. It says that 113 Spring Creek, Ellen, Winter Springs. The address is there, and it has Wike's name on it. It says the property was purchased since October, and there's a video I'm going to share with you where he actually said that, oh, the property were bought in October. October of when? October of when? And I don't know since how long Wike has been in politics. So I guess if they're going to investigate him, the investigation is going to start from when he actually got into a post where he starts to handle money, allegedly. So the information here says property value at over $1 million. That's the value of the property. And it was purchased since October, and it has Baba Wike's name on it. That is the details of the property there. And then this is another one. Oh, what was that one? So that one, the first one was 113. I believe it's in the same area. 113, okay? Spring Creek. And this one, okay, this one is in Winter Springs. Is in 209 Etherwood Court or whatever. And this one is in his wife's name, Eberechi. Remember, Wike's wife is called Eberechi. So this one is in Eberechi, his wife's name. And yeah, I can't see the details of when this property was bought, but it says single family property type. The equity is there. It's in his wife's name, and we don't have the cost, how much that property costs, we don't have it, or how long it's been bought, we don't have it. So that's the second property. And then the third one has allegedly Baba Wike's son's name on this one. So this particular one is also is 208. So the other one was 209. So I believe these are side by side. So this one is 209, and this one is 208 on the same. In fact, they are side by side. They are probably maybe face to face, facing each other on the same streets. And equity is over $30,000. The property was purchased for $456,000 and the property has been owned since January of 2011. So all of this time, Baba Wike is in power. Third property, and I believe this one is in Baba Wike's child. So I don't know which of his. I think this one is in his daughter's name. It says Jasmine, so it's probably maybe one of his child bears Jasmine, but this one is in one of his children's name. Allegedly. So that's the third property there. And obviously, document law to say stuff like that. So this is Baba Wike's wife, and this is our FCC minister. Okay, that's the details of all the 3 properties in the US. If you calculate the cost of all 3 properties, Michael said the optics are not good at all. What do you mean by the optics? So these are all the information. So if you calculate the cost of these 3 properties, it's not cheap. And that's big money. That is big money. Okay. So obviously there's a news article saying here that Sowore petitions Florida Attorney General, accuses Wike of laundering public funds into US properties. That's an article being written by somebody. Like I said, it's all over everywhere now. That's the image of Wike and his wife. So he said here that Wike must be held accountable under US law if he follows Tinubu to the UN General Assembly in New York. If Wike follows President Tinubu to the United Nations General Assembly, he must be arrested to face Florida's money laundering charges, as well as federal indictment for money laundering and asset trafficking. Allegedly, his alleged money laundering schemes would fall under the Kleptocracy Asset Recovery Initiative, a program of the U.S. Department of Justice (DOJ) designed to combat corruption by foreign public officials, recover the proceeds of foreign bribery and theft laundered into or through the United States, and return stolen assets to the citizens of the countries from which they were taken. Allegedly, no be me talking. Wike's Florida mansions, hidden under his wife's Eberichi Suzette Nyesom Wike, and children's names are textbook examples of laundering proceeds of crime. These properties should be seized, and Wike himself should face indictment under both Florida's anti-money laundering statutes and U.S. federal law. I don't know if the US will do this because the money was not laundered in the US. It was not stolen from the people. Like I said, all these fraud cases I've been bringing, there are cases of money being stolen in the US by Nigerians who are committing crimes. So maybe Nigerians in Nigeria or Nigerians in the UK, and then the US will indict them over to the US and stuff like that. But let's see how this goes. Me, I am just reporting the news. No be me right time, okay? So, Sowore, like I said, this matter started with Sowore calling Baba Tinubu the thief, allegedly. And then the camp of Tinubu saying that Sowore should retract, and Sowore said no. And then they tried to take his Facebook down. Sowore said no, Meta should not take my page down. This is what I'm doing, freedom of expression, freedom of blah, 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 blah. And then Wike put him out. So that's the genesis of how this started, okay? So, it considers Wike must be investigated, okay, under US law if he mistakenly accompanied Tinubu to you. So that's that. Like, obviously, he's already petitioned the Florida people to investigate. And also, I think we've already listened to this voice message or this voice record. I'm not sure. I think we already listened to that one. I think we already listened. I just want to be sure. I just want to double check. Yeah, we've already listened to that one. So we've already listened to this voice recording. So, like I said, there's more paperwork released by Sowore. So Sowore said these are the quit claim deeds that Nyesom Wike and his wife Eberichi Susan Wike, a court of appeal judge, used to transfer 3 different Florida properties into the names of their children, Jordan, Joaquin, and Jasmine. Okay, these transfers were done in 2023, but Mr. International Thief allegedly said he was not aware, which is with this discovery, it is now clear also that Wike has a 4th property. Yepa. Guys, are you following this? Please like and share. It says that they have now discovered that Wike has another 4th property in Florida, allegedly, and they've put the address there, 113 Spring Creek Lane, Winter Spring, blah, blah, blah. This explains why Wike boasted on Channels Television that he didn't know his wife and children owned mansions in the United States. Guys, is it possible that Wike, knowing that his children are in the US, he claimed that, allegedly, that he did not know that his children owned properties in the US? How is that possible? Oh, okay, I get to Michael. Michael said the optics, the whole picture of the situation. If true, why did he not use a shell company to purchase the properties? It was after all River State oil money to fund. Oh, right, okay. So allegedly, like I said, this is a developing story, and I'm surprised a lot of news channels are actually not carrying it. So far, it is the People's Gazette that did an expose on Wike, and maybe a few blogs on YouTube have actually mentioned this as well. But Sowore has decided to use his page to be dropping everything. Sowore is using his Facebook page, X page, to drop everything on Wike and Baba Tinubu. That's what he's been doing now. So, like I said, this is just I would say it's a developing story. It's a developing story. So it continues saying that. So obviously, Baba Wike said he was not aware that his children has properties in the US. How is that possible, guys? Let me know in the comment section. It continued that but the international alleged thief has now been caught in his own web of lies. By the way, Wike was due for follow-up treatment for a new ailment and chest infection that recently kept him in London for 2 weeks, which he was going to do under the guise of attending the UN General Assembly with Baba Tinubu. But yesterday would have been what date was this? So yesterday would have been the 20th of September. Yeah, yesterday that would have been on Friday, because this report was written yesterday, Sunday. So him referring to yesterday will have been on Friday. And he continues saying that, but yesterday the VP, Kashim Shettima, was asked to lead the delegation with 7 other ministers. Wike decided to bail out, and several state governors have also been told to stay back for now. There is no hiding place anymore. Explainer as to why Wike and his wife are using a quick deed to transfer their alleged laundered wealth to their 3 kids. A quitclaim deed is one of the simplest property transfer documents in US real estate law. It allows one person, the grantor, to sign over whatever ownership interest they may have in a property to another person, the grantee. Crucially, it offers no guarantees. The guarantor makes no promise that the title is valid, clear, or even legitimate. In short, it transfers in quote whatever interest the grantor has, nothing more. Ordinarily, quitclaim deeds are used for routine family transactions, a husband adding a wife to a title, parents transferring property to children, or heirs resolving paperwork after an inheritance. Because they bypass warranties and detailed title checks, they are cheap, quick, and often escape close scrutiny. That's what Sowore is. This one has time. Anyway, it continued, but this simplicity is exactly why kleptocrats love them. Corrupt officials exploit, in quote, quit claim deeds to launder stolen wealth. By transferring properties into the names of wives, children, or other relatives, they hide their true ownership. On paper, the transactions appear to be ordinary family planning. In reality, they are deliberate strategies to conceal the original source of illicit funds. No public sale, no market value exchange, no visible money trail, just a quiet concealment of corruption beneath armless looking paperwork. Allegedly. This is precisely what Wike has done, allegedly. Properties in Florida purchased with the proceeds of corruption were quietly moved into the names of his wife, herself a senior judicial officer in Nigeria, and their children. The pattern is a textbook case of laundering stolen Nigerian wealth into US real estate, using quitclaim deeds as legal camouflage. Under US law, such transactions amount to money laundering and trafficking in stolen properties, serious crimes punishable under both state and federal statutes. They are also subject to asset seizure and forfeiture under the US Department of Justice Kleptocracy Asset Recovery Initiative. Wala, 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 wala. First say like play, Wike will be declared wanted abroad for money laundering allegedly. Allegedly. Wike's Florida deeds are the very trail of corruption, allegedly, the very evidence that US prosecutors need to unravel its kleptocracy and reclaim assets stolen from the people of Nigeria. So let me open this up. So that's the first quitclaim deed there. You can see guarantor to Ebechi. So it says there that on the 22nd day of July, by whatever, between his wife, Madam Wike, guarantor, which she transferred to their son, Joaquin. It was signed by Eberechi. So that's the wife transferring one of the properties to the children's name. And the second one here also is another one where the wife and Jordan Ezenwo, the husband, Wike, transferring another property as well to another child's name. This is another quitclaim of, Eberechi, the wife, transferring another property to their child, Jasmine's name. And these are the properties that Wike already, where Sowore already told us, giving us the details of these properties. These are them again on here. So this is going to be a long thing, okay? So we're almost there. And there's a video of Wike trying to defend where the money came from. So let me quickly find that video and upload it here for you guys, and let's watch it. Like guys, I said I won't be here for a very long time. Maximum, we are almost an hour now. So I'll play that video and then I'll get out of here. So let me see if I can find that video where Wike was explaining about the properties.
Beautiful wife in Lamaka. I traveled with my wife and children to Greece. From Greece, I just don't longer enjoying my life, and because I know there are a lot of work which I've started today. 2 weeks flagging up and commissioning again.
So this is him on News Today or something, where he was with I think Shewak or Kimbaloyi or something, where he was explaining. So his trip whatsoever that is done, and I'll keep quiet so you guys can listen to it, okay?
Come on, I need a break. You didn't go to the house you were said to have bought in the United States. With all the records, they have no record. It's not Sugar's wife. As a couple like when they pay bribe to people like.
From his body language, you could tell that he's not really there. He's not comfortable. Because I was watching this 2 days ago and I'm like, Baba is just laughing. He's just laughing, but let's keep listening.
Sure. What do you like? Sure. What do you? ask anybody who does not like to travel to America, it's me. Ask anybody. My wife is an American. My children are American. Their parents.
So he said he's one of those politicians or whoever that does not like going to America. That's him who doesn't like going to America. Okay, you don't have to be in the US to be able to buy a property. Abby. So that's him explaining his wife is in America, his children are in America. Okay, but
My wife are Americans. For Christ's sake, in 2007, this issue came up. That my wife has always my business. Let anybody show me.
So if your wife is an American, no doubt, and your children are an American, no doubt, are they automatically allowed to own a property? Like they get the property free of charge? Americans watching me, because you guys are Americans, are you automatically given a property? Because I don't think that being an American entitles you to owning a property automatically. Like now that I say, okay, now I am now a British, oh yeah, give me free property. Is that how it works? Because him saying my wife is an American, my children are Americans, okay, but your children are of school age. They can't afford to buy a property on their own. It will have either been gifted to them by their parents or bought by their parents. Maybe they were putting money into a save or something for them, but from all the paperwork we've seen so far, allegedly, it seems the property were transferred from their parents to them. So these children have not actually worked to buy that property themselves, even though, yes, they are Americans. How old is the oldest child of Wike? How old? How old? Yes, the Americans were not disputing that. So does being an American automatically means that, oh, you are being dashed a property? Because you will have to pay for it. And your children, so far, paperwork we've seen so far, seems to point at you, their parent, being the one who bought the properties. Samira, are you all right?
Where I bought the house, which I can't pass through. If my wife and the parents have said, look, these are our grandchildren, we give this house to you. My wife, now they are teenagers. Only take trust for them.
So his explanation here is that he's trying to say to us that his in-laws are the one who gave those properties to his children, but your in-laws' name are not on those properties. The paperwork I've shown you guys so far is been the names of his wife. So does it mean that the property of your in-laws were in your wife's name and then your wife now transferred the property to your children? Like Baba Wike, please be making this explanation easy for us. We'll be putting it in layman terms so we can understand. Please be putting it in layman terms so that we can understand, because your explanation is not making sense, sir. I am sorry. It's not making sense. And if you claim that your in-laws bought these 4 alleged properties and gave them to your children, how rich are these in-laws that we're talking about? Then these in-laws need to be investigated. They have to be investigated. They should be part of the investigation so we know how rich they are. And please, was Wike's wife born with a silver spoon? Was she raised as a silver spoon child? If any of you are watching back and you have this information, please leave in the comment section. Was Wike's wife born into an affluent family that her parents would have the money to buy 4 properties in Florida and give it to their grandchildren? And also, Wike saying that his in-laws gave these properties to his children, allegedly. Was Wike born into an affluent family? How did Wike get into property? What was he doing? What job was he doing before he gained this traction that he has in Nigerian politics today? Is Wike also an affluent man? Was he really rich before we get to know him, or before he gets to where he is today? Because these are genuine questions, and this is me thinking out loud. I would want to know. But let's keep listening.
Let anybody.
Michael said they will bury this story with another story with their paid-off journalist. Is songwriter from London Guildhall this year. Wow. One of the best expensive schools. Can you imagine? Now he's there telling us that, Nigerians.
Anybody in this world say, the money pass through, I can be, so I can search. When I was running the session, this water came up. When my wife was to become found at the court of appeal, this one, so all kinds of things. I saw they say, oh, well, it shall be found that Wike put themselves, they have what happening millions. That's an awful lot of property there. I want to ask yourself.
Exactly, that's a freaking bloody loads of property, Mr. Wike. Chai!
Can they publish it? No, it's been published. It's not published. It's not correct. That's a show where it's not correct. Why they put this? Oh, this house. But is the house not in the name of your wife and children?
Exactly.
What is my business? You don't know what your wife and children own.
He said, what is his business? He said, what is his business? She said, what is his business? And Shane was asking him, you don't know what your wife and your children own? A typical African man. You don't know what your wife and your children own? Hey! I am shouting. My daughter will probably text me and say, Mom, you're shouting.
What I'm saying is this, they're all Americans.
Okay, they're all Americans. Your children are not of working age yet. How were they able to afford those 4 properties? How? It could only have come from their parents. If those properties were in their name, and from the paperwork we saw how the queen did whatever, how the property has been transferred to their names. So these children did not automatically buy these properties. Maybe, well, as it is, you're saying that they're Americans, and I've asked Americans, when you become an American, are you automatically gifted a house in affluent areas? Are you automatically gifted a house if you're American? Because him saying my wife is an American, my kids are American, so freaking what? Does that mean they? Let's keep listening.
Americans. So if they gave them a house, what my business? I never bought any.
If they gave them a house, who gave them the house? Who gave them the house? Uncle Wike, you are not explaining. No, you are not explaining. Who gave? They are Americans, right? Who gave them the house? The house is registered as property owned by them. Who gave it to them?
House. $1 million worth of property.
Millions worth of property.
These millions are safe. We are talking about thousands, which I can't really pass. Who bought it in their name? You see, this is not in Nigeria here where.
So, guys, you saw how we tried to defend it, that his in-laws, from that story, from this video, his in-laws allegedly, if my in-laws, my wife's family thought that we should give this to our children. So hence why I asked that, is Wike's in-laws, his in-laws, are they like extraordinarily mint? Are they Dangote? Are they Adeleke? Like, I would really love to know. And if that's the case, why are they suddenly transferring names? Why are they suddenly transferring properties to their children's name? Why not just buy one in their name anyway? Because these properties allegedly were in your wife's name and some in your own name as well. And then you suddenly transfer them. Like, the latest one was transferred in 2011, which was 4 years ago. Like, Uncle Wike, your story did not match. Your story did not calculate. So, in my own opinion, this is a great allegation. And like I said, in a saner environment, they will take it up and investigate him. This is not cheap money that we're talking about. 4 properties. The cheapest, or maybe the cheapest of them, is about 580 something thousand US dollars. If you calculate all of that money together, that alone is enough to make maybe 20 generational billionaires or even millionaires. And then one family is sitting here telling us that his in-laws allegedly gifted those properties to their grandkids. They have to be investigated. And we show it in this one. If they now investigate and they found out that the money is legit, we will relax. But then, like I said, the Gazette, People's Gazette, that's the name of the paper. They've carried out a lot of exposés on Wike. If there's any landing issue now in Abuja today, trust me, you will find Wike as one of them, allegedly. Especially in Abuja. if there's any landing grabbing issue going on, you will find Wike in it, allegedly. They are easily eating money. That's why I said that there is money in Nigeria. Look at the case of that Profidus Bank, where how much was that money again? How much was that money that was in that bank? $500 million or something. I can't remember. Please, anybody who remember, let me know in the comment section. I did a video where they don't know who deposited 5 million, is it 5 billion or $2 billion cash in the bank, in the Providence Bank vault. And the alleged side chick, Aisha something, claimed it was the bank claimed that she was the owner. And then she came out to say no, she knows nothing about that money. Yes, she borrowed the exact amount that they have in the vault, but the money that was currently sitting in that vault is not hers. So how did that money get into that vault? 7 million US dollars. Thank you, Ford. How did that money get into that freaking vault? And who was, like I said in that video, who was the whistleblower? How did the whistleblower know about that money? Because yes, when you deposit money in the bank, it will be deposited under a certain account. Like, for instance, let's say I've got £1,000 and I want to deposit into a bank. It has to be deposited into my account because my account has a name and I have one. But this 7 million US dollars, it was not deposited under anybody's name. Did the $7 million just flew, disappeared, abracadabra, how do they call it, into the vaults? Nobody came out to say that money belongs to me. So how did that money get there? Who moved that money into that bank? Who? So apparently, a whistleblower gave EFCC information. EFCC went into the bank and asked them, open your vault. We've got a tip. They went in there. The money was exactly there. They asked the bank, who owns this money? Oh, allegedly, Aisha something. Yeah, Aisha something. She's been people refer to as the alleged side chick of Lagos State Governor. Alleged though, no people talk her. She was like, I borrowed exact money as well, but that money is not mine. And the money, the 7 million US dollars she also borrowed, she borrowed this years ago. But this money in here is not hers. The one she borrowed years ago, she's even yet to start paying back. And I was like, what business does she have in Nigeria that she's borrowing 7 million? Like, so Nigerian bank has 7 million US dollars to borrow one person. Nigerian bank has 7 million US dollars to borrow one person. What freaking business is she into? So she claimed that the money is not hers. And then EFCC wrote, to the court to say, what should they do with this case? So eventually a judge ruled that the money should be seized. The money was seized, and then the judge asked EFCC to do public notification that if you know your money has disappeared and you are looking for $7 million, holy baby, welcome, I see you. If they said Wike is learning from Trump, just like Trump doesn't know what is going on in his business. Wow, exactly. I don't blame them. So the court ruled that yes, let this money be seized temporarily, and they moved it to central bank, and then let the EFCC do a public notification to say, if any of you, peradventure, you are looking for a 7 million US dollars, come and claim the money. They went to the courts. At the courts, there were nobody up until when they did that publication. Maybe I don't know for how long they did the publication for. EFCC went back to court and said, we've done the publication. Nobody has come out yet for this money. And then at the court, a lawyer said, oh, I am representing somebody who has an interest in that money. And the court, they asked the judge, the lawyer, who is your client? Oh, we will file a case. So they scheduled a date for them to file the case, and they will come back. Date of the court came. Lawyer wait to say he's representing somebody, did not show up. The client, they do not know clients, which means they were just trying their luck. It's the same court date again. Another lawyer said, oh, I have an interest. Somebody has an interest, and I'm representing that person. We're going to put in a case. Welcome. Good morning, Holy Mary. How are you? Long time. So 2 lawyers came saying that somebody has, said they have an interest in that money. Who are they? They are not able to give us case. They were not able to give the court any name. And then they went to court twice. At the end of the day, the judge ruled that the money be forfeited to the federal government. So now the federal government of Nigeria has gained 7 million US dollars, whom nobody has come out to claim. And I came up with a theory that what if they know who owns that money, and they just don't know how to move the money out of Nigeria, or they just don't know how to move the money within Nigeria to line their own pockets. So this is my own theory. So they probably decided that, oh, let the government know about the money. So now that the money has now been moved to the central bank, that the government knows about it, some of the people who might know about this money will now come up with some sort of crazy ideas government programs. They might come out with some crazy projects that they know if they submit it to government, the government will say, oh, great, that's a good initiative. Oh, yeah, pump money into it. That way, they're able to get some of that money out, allegedly. That is my theory. Based on that, they're like, oh, we want to do a so-called program for women in Nasarawa states. And we thought that if you do this, we want to start giving sanitary pads to children of 12 years old in Nasarawa state. And that project will cost maybe 4 million naira. And we will do it over 3 months. That way, the government say, oh, that's a good initiative. Oh, yeah, put it there. And they'll be collecting that money out small. That's my theory. Because there's no freaking way they don't know where that money came from. There's no freaking way. And I was speaking to somebody behind camera. That person said she used to work with Providence Bank. That for the fact that that amount of money was actually in that bank bank already gone over the limit of dollar they are supposed to have in their vaults. That alone, that bank should be thoroughly investigated, because yes, as a bank, you have a certain limit of how much you can hold in a vault as cash. You have a certain limit you can hold as foreign currency as cash. But according to this person was saying to me that for the fact that they have $7 million US, that is way, like hundreds way over the amount of limits they are meant to have in their vault. So, do you guys know where I'm coming from here? There's something dodgy. Somebody in that bank knows how that money got there. Do we not have a manager? Do we not have operations manager who knows how money is coming in and money is entering? Do we not know how there's an operation manager who knows how money is being deposited and money is being removed? I want to believe there's somebody like that in a bank who knows how money comes in. So Nigeria is slowly being doomed. Nigeria is FUCKED. And I said in that video that, there is money in Nigeria. It's just not in the hands of every Nigerian citizens. And you and I, we are not part of those people that are supposed to own that money. You and I, you that you are watching me now, we are not among those people that is meant to have those of the money that Nigeria has. Nigeria has money. They tell us that they finished paying debts. There are no more debts. Not quite long again, Baba Tinubu went again to go and collect debts. Like, make it make sense. They said there's no need to collect debt anymore, blah, 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 blah. But they keep collecting debts. They keep collecting basic, keep collecting loan, and we don't see what they're doing with the money. There was a case of a certain guy who was given a project, and I think they call him out. And you see, Aso Moto or something. I was going to do that story, but I was just like, you know what? There's a lot of stories coming out of Nigeria, and I was struggling to catch up with all of these stories. Is it Ashimoto or something who was given a project and he did not do the project? He allegedly had their money and they're now calling him out. Guys, if any of you came across that story, do let me know, please. I was going to cover that story, and I think the guy came out to explain why the project was not carried out or what happened to the project. You can imagine the amount of millions that was given to that person to carry out a project, and the project was not done. And that money has gone like that. Push. I think the project was meant to be done somewhere in the east or something. And they've already paid this guy, giving him the contract, and he did not. Nigerians, where is Nigeria going? Anyway, I'm going to share a last video and then I'm going to round. I said I want to be here for an hour, but I've obviously exceeded how long I want to be here for. I want to quickly share this my screen, and it's a take of this guy. Obviously, anytime that stuff like this comes, he goes out there and he does his own thing as well. So according to him, obviously the paperwork that Sowore has been sharing, he has already reposted it, and he said Wike should resign now. President Tinubu should do the needful. I don't think President Tinubu will do anything. What do you think Baba Tinubu wants to do? What do you think Baba Tinubu wants to do? He said that should he resign? He's not going to resign. This is just going to be the same case as Akpabio and Senator Akpabio and Senator Natasha. Like I said, what happened between Senator Natasha and Akpoti Uduaghan, if it happened in the UK, whether you are guilty or not guilty, you'll have stepped aside temporarily for that case to be investigated. You will have removed your hand from that case for it to be investigated. For the fact that he stood still in the office goes to show how guilty he allegedly is. Because if you don't have anything to hide, why are you sitting in the panel of your own case? It's like me going to court, being accused, being a lawyer now, and and I've been accused of a crime, and I'm sitting down there say I want to hear my case, and I may go do my case. Yes, some lawyers to go to the court to defend themselves, but if you don't have anything hidden, if you don't have anything to hide, if you're not guilty already, why don't you allow somebody of a professional level to handle the case? So it was sitting in all of the cases where they were doing all of the appeal. It was doing everything it could to stop that case from getting to where it would. Like I said, there was a time during COVID period, a minister went into a pub, and the owner of the pub said, I don't want this minister in my pub. I don't want him, just because the guy does not like the minister. The minister was, pushing, and the minister punched the owner of the pub. This minister was arrested. If you see the way police handled him on the floor, if you see the way UK policemen handled him on the floor, they brought him down and handcuffed him. And then a few days later, he was one who used his mouth to come and do apology, and they still charged him to court. And I think he was fined and was given a suspended sentence. A suspended sentence means that he will not have to go to jail. But that case, that criminal, I think they gave him was it 2 months or 3 months suspended sentence, which means he wouldn't have to go to jail. But it's going to be on his record that yes, he was given a suspended jail time. They jailed him, but he doesn't have to go to jail because he already apologized. He was, remorseful. Do you think that will ever happen in Nigeria? Not long ago we saw a minister who was claiming that the minister and the Uber guy, I will make sure you disappear in this country, blah blah blah. A sitting minister. And what happened? Nothing. The rubbish we condone in Nigeria. So this guy said Tinubu should do the right thing, that Wike should resign. He's not going to resign. He's freaking not going anywhere. It's not maybe I'm siding him, but it's not going anywhere. That Baba Tinubu should do something. That EFCC headquarters, please do the needful. Any case in Nigeria that you see EFCC and all of these people do, they do selective cases. Like I say, comments are there. Unfortunately, nothing will still happen. Yes, nothing will still happen. You go chop the money and it will wipe mouth and it will go away. Nothing will happen. It's crazy. Yes, CC, yeah. It looks like albino. Good morning, my brother and sister. It looks like albino. It comes to the UK. You see him taking pictures in the corner of hotels, and then a Uber driver came out, because on a normal day, you live in a ground floor house in Nigeria, or even if you're in the UK, even I've lived in a ground floor house before. When I ordered food, I still come out of my front door to go take the food from the guy from the courier. Now that I live in a multi-story building, the delivery courier will have to take the bloody lift to my floor. And what do? I open my door, make sure I'm waiting at the first door, because there's 2 doors to my section of the building. So I wait at the second door. He comes through the first door, and I'm waiting at the second door for him. I still have to do that. Because at the end of the day, in Nigeria is crazy right now. The guy has to be certain of his own safety as well. So he went to go deliver you food. And yes, they will text you to say, oh, maybe 5 minutes away, I'm almost here. And you were sitting right in your bloody compound. What stops you from coming out of your freaking gates and collect your food? But no, you want the guy to carry the snail into your bedroom. And what happened? That went like that. On a normal day, if that happened in a saner environment, he will have lost his job. He threatened the guy, I will make you disappear. Who knows how many people he has made to disappear? And we all know how Nigeria is. How many people has he disappeared with money? It's only in Nigeria you will threaten people with buying them and nothing will happen. Like we heard from the video I released, that Wike was allegedly threatening to unalive an INEC official who failed to carry out his bid to do whatever they wanted to do with INEC. I could go on and on and on and on and on with all of the atrocities going on in Nigeria. But do I have the answer to how it's going to get better? No. And I said in the video I did the last time that we saw what happened in Nepal. But no, Nigerians will never go to the streets to do such. They will never. And I will say this, that Nigerians are the most resilient people. And when I say Nigerians are the most resilient, I am one of those resilient people. I've always said here, I've shared my journey of being in the UK. It's going to be approximately, it's already 21 years, because I remembered I left Nigeria in 2005. Is it 2005? 2004. Is it 2004? Yes, 2004, because I had my oldest daughter in 2004. I left Nigeria in, no, not 2004 actually. I left Nigeria in February of 2005 because I had my second oldest daughter in the UK. So I left Nigeria in February of 2005. Do the maths. I understand you are ready. That's why I'm saying that people, we are not ready to fight. That's the thing, that Nigerians will never do that. Nigerians will never, they will never, because Nigerians don't want to die for anybody. Nobody in Nigeria wants to fight for anybody. They will rather continue in that system than allow their lives be taken. They will never. And like I said, I've shared my journey here. Like I was just saying there, I left Nigeria in 2005 before all this jackpot thing started. So me living in Nigeria was not jackpot because I did not do it when Nigeria was bad. Or maybe Nigeria was bad then, but not to be compared to what it is today. I left in 2005. And I know my struggles here. And yes, I was resilient. The first 4 years after I left Nigeria, staying in the UK was the worst 4 years of my life ever. It was the worst 4 years of my life ever. At some point, I said to my husband, come, we have to go back. And he looked at me like, you're on your own, no? You either go back, take the children and you can go back. But for him, he wasn't leaving. He wasn't going back because he's been in diaspora before me. He was in Holland. He was in Holland for like a year. And then he came back to get me and my daughter. He looked at me and said, whoa, Wobby, if you want to go, bye-bye, you're on your own. Because life was tough. Life was tough. Yes, we are very, very resilient. And to God be the glory today. It's been 21 years. I now have what I wanted. In fact, what my husband wanted for me and the children, we now have it. It's been 12 years we've had it now. But am I happy with what is happening in Nigeria? I'm freaking out because I've got families there who are not living the life I would want them to live. You know, my parents go out. I'm like, hey, I will be asking my sisters, have you checked on them? Do you know if they are back home? Because why? Kidnappings everywhere. You wonder why some social media people don't even show their families on social media. I'm due to go to Nigeria for a wedding. And I don't think I'm going to be showcasing any of my families on social media. Even though I already prepared myself, I'm going to be filming. I don't think I want to do that because there are some crazy people on social media. Just with that being said, I was on Professor Mbeke. You remember that lady that was on Senator Natasha? She wrote up a post saying that I think she was also saying something similar. See how Sowore is calling out Wike about property. She wrote something similar to Senator Natasha also having property in Florida or something. That when is she going to share her own? And I was like, I think you should start with Wike first. Come and see how some crazy people, even dropping a comment now, is something that you have to think twice before you drop a comment. I dropped a comment saying, I think you should start with Wike first. Before I even hit the send button, somebody was already cursing their mother, not me. And I was like, over a simple sentence. And she herself replied me, why should I fight who is not fighting me? So you're only doing selective journalism. And I was like, oh, okay, selective journalism. By the way, I didn't realize that you only fight who is fighting you. I thought you were just, you're a journalist. You share all news as it comes, right? And I thought, yes, why I said you should start with Wike because it's on the news. There's expose everywhere about him. So that's why I suggested you start. In a pace of 2 minutes, come and see the amount of raving mad people under my comments. And I was like, it's Monday. I don't have the energy for this. I had to delete my comments. Because, such comments, you keep getting notification. I'm like, you know what? So, this case of Wike, just like one of you said there that nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be swept under the carpet. And like I said, there's money in Nigeria. I know a few people here that I know in Scotland who has the connection to go into, government thing, politics. They've been obviously been trying to speak to me and my other half. I said to my husband, come, if you go put neck for Nigerian politics and divorce straight away. I told him. And yes, I have been contacted saying, oh, you've been abroad, you've been in that. In fact, I have links as well. I have connections that if I enter Nigeria tomorrow, if I want to be a certain supplier of so, if I want to be a so people, I would, I can, but I'm not interested. Why? Actually, I was actually considering that maybe when I decide to go to Nigeria, because retirement home for me is going to be Nigeria, by God's grace. And I was like, oh, let me keep these contacts. And then 2 days ago, I saw a post of 4 women in Lagos who took up office as a councillor or something. All 4 of them, within the space of 2 months, they died. They were not pied though, but they died mysteriously. 4 women. I think it happened between Lagos Badagry area. All the women that were, voted in as maybe their local chairman or something, all 4 of them end up dying in a pace of 2 months. All 4 of them, they died mysteriously. When I saw that, I was like, this contact, Tia, I am not needing it. I can never do politics in Nigeria. I can't. Maybe set up an initiative. If I ever want to do anything in Nigeria, it's going to be an initiative for young children and women. It's going to be for young children and women. If God, if anything at all, when it comes to politics, voting, no. Because politics in Nigeria is deadly. Don't get me wrong, politics everywhere is deadly. Look at how they do politics here in the UK. I don't think it's ever happened that they want to vote and they are going to go and be buying people. Since I've been in the UK, I don't think I've ever heard that so minister, they went to go and buy him because of. I've never heard of. Maybe it's happened in the past. So Sisi, if you've heard of any, let me know. If you've ever heard, I don't think in my 21 years, so it was 21 years in February that I've been here. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 21 years and 7 months that I've been in the UK. And all of that time, I've never heard that they fired somebody because this, that. I have never heard. Maybe it happened and I did not hear the news, but I have never heard. But in Nigeria, extrajudiciary buying, the story of these 4 women, I was actually going to get their pictures, but I don't want to go because I'm rounding up. What happened to them? Within the pace of 4 months. Oh yeah, Sissy said there was a politician who was stabbed, who was, all right, okay, at the town hall meeting. At least that one, it happened. It's very rare. But with that one, justice will be gotten, Abby. The ones that have been done in Nigeria, that person just gone like that. Lots of people. What was that Baba? That Baba that was spied how many years ago? It's Bola Ige. If I was ever told that Bola Ige could be one that could be assassinated, I would say, try again. These are the fathers in politics. So, Nigeria, do you know of all these people that have been spied? Politician spies. No justice. I can never. I've said my husband, come, if you want to go and do politics, not me and you. Not me and you. You're going to live your life there, and how will be just fine here. That it was. Look, he thought I was joking. I'm still believing that he thinks I'm joking. That me, no, I don't care. Anything politics, no. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. Instead, maybe if there's an initiation, maybe like a program, even if it's a government-funded program, as long as it's not got anything to do with politics, like local state, kinikon. No, I'm not interested. I'm not. And I've seen others that I know here who are taking up political posts in Nigeria, and I'm just looking at them like, hey, guide yourself with God. Oh. Guide yourself with God. And they're like, oh, I'm going to my state. Some of them are Ogun State. They are going to their state to go do politics. I'm like, well, I wish you all the best. When you chop the money, remember me. It's very dangerous. Exactly, Sissy. I said to them, well, good luck, but when you eventually eat jackpots, don't forget me. But I said to them, be very, very careful. But for me, and yes, Ayodeji, I agree with what you said. We are fighting. I am fighting, or some of us are fighting, but the Nigerians are not ready. I don't think it's a matter of they are not ready. They just don't want to die for nothing. They look at Nigeria as a lost cause. Some people still believe that it's going to get better. But like I said, that same thing that happened in Nepal, it can't happen in Nigeria. It can't. It can't happen in Nigeria. He said Nigerians used to come out to protest against wrong government, especially when they were doing something wrong. Yes, even during the military period, it was still even better. Now, don't try it. You try it, you are a gunner. I remember during Abacha time, during the military era, yeah, people who come to the street, now you try it. NSAS happened. They told us that nobody died in NSAS. And then remember they brought the military people in. They told us nobody died. I remember that DJ. What was that DJ that ran to, where did she run to now? Did she run to Europe or where? I don't even know if she's been able to come back to Nigeria. Where she was like, no what? I saw people being pied. She came. She was lucky she was able to leave Nigeria not quite long after NSAS. But because if she was not able to leave as soon as she left, they probably would have sentenced her as well. They told us that NSAS nobody pied. Nobody pied. We saw videos, BLO distance everywhere. Nobody pied. That was what they were telling us. Nobody pied. They brought the military to disperse everywhere, right? A couple of years later, they did an inquiry. And I remember, I don't remember if I saved that video, but I'm going to go if I find that video where the military were saying, oh, they spent so amount of money for mass burial for the NSAS people. And I was like, what? Did you not tell us that there was no buying during NSAS? So who were the people you spent money for mass burial for? So which meant people died. People were buyed. But all of the news then was that, there was no buying. Nobody was buying during NSAS. But the military, I will try so hard and find that video. DJ Sweet, thank you, CC. Let me write that so I don't forget when I'm doing my research. Because yes, this talk, we need to talk. It was DJ Sweet. Thank you, Sweet CC. The military came out to say they spent millions, something. I think I'm craving McDonald's this morning. Guys, there's 50 of you watching, and I only have only 9 of you are liking this video. Like, am I not making sense? There's 50. At some point, there was 70 of you watching me. I'm sure I am speaking your minds, and you don't want to give me a like. You don't want to like my video. Wow. So that inquiry, they said they spent millions of naira for mass burial. So they told us that there was nobody pied. Nobody was pied. So who were the people in the mass grave? Or is this another money they've spent anyhow, allegedly, and they're trying to give us stories on how they spent the money? Like, Nigeria, we're not ready. And I don't blame Nigerians. Say person will never see 2 meals to eat a day. They are the ones who want them to go out on the streets. Guys, I'm gonna go. But like I said, this case of Wike and Sowore, it needs to be investigated. It definitely needs to be investigated. I agree. And she said, and even if you are a good person with good intentions, because you want to save your own head. There will be some people telling you that if you don't do this, just watch your back. And because you want your back, you don't want your back to be cracked. You'll be forced, you'll be coerced in a way just because you want to keep yourself safe to do what they're wanting. So politics is deadly in Nigeria. And I've seen lots of Nigerians here, those whom I met in Scotland and those who actually met me in Scotland, they are taking up roles, like political roles. I have been invited to lots of MP parliamentary meetings. I'm just like, I'm sorry, no. Even here, let's go to a meeting. Let's go to the local councillor. You could apply to be the local councillor of so I'm like, me, councillor for where? I don't have time. I never finished carrying my matter for house. I want to come and carry the matter of the people in my local area. I said, I'm sorry. I said to this auntie, like, come, maybe you have been in this country longer than I have been in Scotland. You carry on, I will support you. I will support you mainly so that when I'm needing favors in future, you can just sign the letter for me like that, and I will go. That's why I said no. There are greater opportunities in diaspora if you are in the right, if you meet the right, like your journey in diaspora also will be dependent on the set of people you meet the instance you arrive. For me, when we came into the UK, we did not meet the set of people who were thinking of the future for themselves. Hence why till today I'm not a homeowner. Yes, because I met the people we met, they misled us. They misled us not to take, like, take your financial circumstances serious. Don't joke with your credit cards. I did a story whereby I mentioned how my credit rating was messed up. Now I am at that stage whereby if I want to buy a property now, I can, but I need to save up the money first. Credit rating is perfectly fine, but if I knew that years ago when I had all the money, I would have guarded my credit rating, and I'll probably be on the ladder to buy my third property now, because yes, at some point in my journey, I was making loads of money. So if you have the opportunity, make use of it. And also, when you come abroad, be in the gathering of those people who are actually thinking, who are not just thinking about now, but those who are thinking of where they want to be in the next 5 years. You wonder how some people who within a pace of 4 years that they're in the UK, they're already buying their third 4 properties. Those are the kind of people who they met people who were able to set them like, so sit down, this is the way to go. And they themselves, they know they have a focus. So, my brethren, Nigeria is hard. This case of Wike should be investigated. Will Wike resign? I doubt it. Will they investigate this case? We shall see. We shall see. Sissy said she left Nigeria but hasn't confirmed that. Oh, she hasn't confirmed that location. All right, okay. For good reasons. I don't blame her. I think I remember she came out and said she isn't in Canada, but who knows? She might probably be in Canada, or she might be in Europe, because she must have been traveling frequently for her to have been able to leave, not like immediately after that incident. Immediately she knew that they were looking for her. But I'm happy that she left, because if not, they probably would have sentenced her. We all know how Nigeria is. Oh, thank you so much, Sissy. Thank you so much. I kept your corner while walking. Thank you so much. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. Let me go order myself some breakfast, and I shall see you guys later, guys. Leave all your thoughts and opinion based on the things I've covered in this live stream today. I know it's an early one, hence why there's not a lot of people watching. And for those of you who are watching me, I really appreciate you being here as well. Please, if you like what I do on my channel, the only thing you can do to make sure I grow on this channel so I can be making correct money is by watching my videos. Please don't watch alone. Share as well. Share as well. You can never tell who any of these videos might be of help to. So if you want to do me any favor at all on this channel, if you watch any of my videos, don't skip the ads as well. I know there are some ads that are like 2 minutes long. There are some short ads that are like 10 seconds. Please don't skip the ads. It's the ads that actually give me small change. So that's the way. Those are the ways you can support my channel. Watch my videos, engage. Engage. If you want to be a guest on my show as well, if there's any topic you want us to discuss, and you want to be a show, feel free. All of my social handles, like if you type my name, that mom of 5 alone on Google, you'll find my contact. Everything about me, you'll find them. So you can reach out to me in various ways. And yes, please share my videos, subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss any videos on my channel. And yeah, sister said, mom of 5, life isn't a race. Yes, so yes, you will be a multiple homeowner, because today there is so much more info. Exactly, yes. Financial literacy, at least your house prices are better than exactly. So now any money that comes to my house now, I want to buy a whole estate in Scotland. I would yes, the information I have now, when I just arrived, even when I had the money, then I did not even have anybody to share those informations with me. But now I have lots of information. I even know that I can just send to my bank, I want to do this. Bank will be the one to set the motion, to set the ball rolling for me. So yes, Sissy, I do, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to buy houses, come to Scotland. Houses are very, very affordable in Scotland. Yes, very, very affordable, especially outskirts of Glasgow. And anywhere outskirts of Glasgow, they're like express motorways. There's a place that I would really love to buy a house in. It's towards East Kilbride and Stirling, and then Hamilton area. Those areas in Scotland, they've got beautiful houses there, and maximum drive time into, if you want to come into Glasgow City, is half an hour if you drive. 30 minutes you are in town if you drive. If you take the public coach, maybe 45 minutes, an hour, you'll be in town. So you're not missing out on the town side of Glasgow, because you can easily come in and out. And the train is, our train services in Scotland is better than London. CC, I must tell you that. Our train services is better. Like now, if I want to, there's a train station that is 10 minutes away from my house. I drive there, park, jump on the train. If I want to go to city center on the train, it costs me less than £2 for a single ticket. Less than £2 for a single ticket. Yes. I get into town, do what I want to do. That is if I don't want to be spending money, because if I take the car to town, I will have to park. And parking for an hour is £3.20. And if I go into town, I'll probably spend 2-3 hours. But I can park and ride. Park my car on the street. I don't pay car park on the street. Jump on the train, £1.80 for a single ticket to Glasgow City Centre. Do all of my paro for 3 hours. Buy another single ticket, £1.80. That's £3.60 to do all of my paro. So life is cheap in Scotland. I'm just saying. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you guys later. All right, bye, everybody. Thank you so much, CC. I'll see you later.